we were not doing well. Big family, 5 kids blended. It just wasn't working anymore, and we just were circling the drain. And we found I found an ad one morning in the newspaper, a little blip on the side that said Marriage 911 class at Shelter Cove with a phone number. So I called him, and we were instructed to come to Shelter Cove, and I was like, I don't even know where that is. And the lady on the other end of the phone was really nice. She just said, oh, just come in. It's the big church, used to be across from the golf course. Just come on in up the stairs. We'll show you where to go.
When we got here, wow, we walked in and it's kind of intimidating, just like first day, jitters. We've tried a lot of things to try to make our marriage work, but none of it worked. It's like, okay, is this going to work or not? Nothing else has worked. And we walked into the classroom, and then it really didn't feel very easy because all the girls went to one side, all the guys went to the other. And that was weird. I thought we were going to sit down and do this together. But as the class went on, I understood why, and it really worked. And what a difference.
I was so scared when we first walked in. I didn't know anybody. I was directed. I sat down at one table initially and was led to a different table. And I was like, okay. And then Pastor Joe got up and started talking about the Bible and Jesus and God and church. And I didn't even know what to think. I felt totally out of place, didn't have a clue what I was doing here.
I had been to church before, but when he started getting in depth a little bit, and I wasn't sure what to think. But then as time went on, I had more guys at my table, and they started to open up and talk, and I found out I wasn't alone. I mean, everybody there had their own crisis and things they were going through, and some of them were a lot worse than mine, and some of them weren't as bad. And it just made a big difference to be able to talk to somebody else and have a leader guide us through the book. During the week, we do our homework, got a few questions, not quite sure. The leader was able to answer them, and come to find out some of these other guys had the same question. And I just didn't feel alone.
Oh, my table leader was such a sweet little person. She was so grounded in the Bible and so gentle and so kind. And I think just through her loving spirit, she just let me know that the Bible wasn't a scary thing. And I didn't even own a Bible. We went to the bookstore shortly after class started and said, okay, we really need to get one of these. And we did. And I just started reading and absorbing. I felt like a sponge, and it was wonderful. And I got it. I started to get it. I started to get what the Holy Spirit was all about. I didn't know the Lord, and as a result of this class, I came to the Lord, and He saved me, and it was amazing. In 12 weeks, the transformation from a lost person heading for divorce court to someone who was saved and had hope, and it was just, it's a miracle. It's a God thing. It's a total miracle.
It's been quite a while. It seems like it was yesterday. But, we've become table leaders now. We've gone through 2 classes as table leaders together. And it's just so amazing to just see the difference in our marriage in these last couple of years. It's kind of hard to put in words.
We are trained to be support partners, and we're members of the first response for the Marriage 911 team and table facilitators, and we're able to give back what we received, and it's good. It's a wonderful place to serve. It's a wonderful feeling knowing that we can help make marriages better now. Just to know that we both loved each other, love each other, but didn't really know how to show it. And that was important because I felt like we were just completely lost. And I really the temperament, to find out. I learned a lot about myself in the temperament test.
It helped me a lot. I'd get frustrated with conversations we had, and because we get finished and we have an argument, I go back into the workbook and I'd open that thing up and, I should have done that different. And then I go talk to her and say, look, let's try this again a different way and try it the way the workbook would suggest. The temperaments were a big help in that part. We ran into some problems with that and was able to figure it out. And I could pretty much still see where she was coming from, because then I could take what she was saying to heart, not a different way, and kept the arguments out of it. And we could communicate for the first time.
I actually used the workbook quite a bit. The workbook really helped me focus on my stuff, getting myself in alignment. I'm not worried so much about what was going on with him. I really enjoyed the Yes, Your Marriage Can Be Safe book. It just added an extra layer of understanding to the workbook, and it was full of stories about Joe and Michelle and how they got through their trials and tribulations, and some of the things that they were going through were exactly the things that we were going through, and I could just glean from their stories things that we needed to do and use. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about my husband, and that our relationship was not that unique with all of its problems.
And the book was real encouraging. I mean, when you start feeling down, you just pick it up and you read it. And it was uplifting. It was really encouraging. It's like, if they can do it, we can do it.
And now we're helping others do it.
Others, yes.